Griff story later. Pittsburgh leading 17-0, and Franco Harris bounces out to the 34-yard line, and that'll be another Steeler first down. Behind the block of Ted Peterson of Eastern Illinois. He's at left tackle for injured John Cole.
Peterson and Bethea getting a little extra work in there. You see the fantastic cutting ability of number 32, Franco Harris. He has great vision and the ability to pick his holes so quickly and carefully that he's a difficult man to bring down. Option running at its best.
Harris now with 22 yards. Needs only 13 to pass Jim Taylor. First down, 33 of the Steelers. Bradshaw, an option to Harris. Look at him cut back, and he gets to the 37. Appeared to be no yardage there at all, and he made about 4 on the carry before Curly Culp, trailing the play, and Robert Brazil could meet him.
Now, if I'm Chuck Noll, I'm going to be on that sideline saying, what does Terry think he's doing? He's already run a quarterback rollout. He's comfortably in the lead, and here he is running an option. If I'm a defensive player and I got a shot at Bradshaw, I take him down, and maybe he gets hurt on that play. I don't know that that's that smart.
Ball at the 38, second, and a short, make that a short 6. Craig Wolfley, a rookie, is in the offensive line for Pittsburgh. The throw and complete at the 49 to Lynn Swan. A patented Pittsburgh play. The low throw to Swan, coming back to meet the ball.
Very often, all you see is that catch by Swan. The people that make it possible are the offensive linemen down in there, and especially the guys that are head-to-head in the pits. Mike Webster did a great job that time of keeping Curly Culp away from his quarterback, and it's been that one-on-one ability by these very strong, very powerful Pittsburgh offensive linemen that keeps Terry Bradshaw in the kind of situation he's in.
John Smith kicked a field goal, that play you saw that set it up to Hasselbeck with the interference, so New England leads 6-0 over Cleveland. Thornton into Houston territory. He wanted more. Knocked down at the 46 by Craig Bingham.
An eye right there on number 65, Culp. Number 78, Bethea. There you see Mike Webster, 52, working hard on Curly, and his ability to negate really the power and strength of Curly Culp, number 78, has been a major factor in Pittsburgh's ability to defeat this Oiler defense.
Culp going out. Ken Kennard, 71, now playing in that nose spot. Bradshaw to this side. Randy Grossman has it. First down at the Houston 33. Stringer made the tackle, and Pittsburgh leading 17-0, moving steadily toward that Oiler goal line again.
Dick, I said they look like a confident and powerful champion. Well, they have done nothing but flex their muscles here in the early going, and we sometimes think of this as a team of stars. Well, here's Randy Grossman, an average football player in many ways, but a great performer. I think maybe being on this team brings out the best in some of these players.
Grossman, a free agent out of Temple, and indeed how he has contributed at that tight end spot along with Benny Cunningham. Harris. Nice defensive play by the Oilers. Art Stringer from Ball State in his 4th year, and J.C. Wilson, the left corner. He's playing in his home city. Pittsburgh went to the University of Pittsburgh. There is Wilson, 33.
Washington, 59, also a part of that tackle, absolutely fighting to stay on his feet. He and the cornerback, J.C. Wilson there, Stringer coming in to polish it off.
Harris comes out, and Russell Davis goes in. There is the leg of Ken Burrow. He'll take that awkward-looking device, that cast off next week. He said, I can't wait. I've never been hurt before. I don't know how to handle this thing.
Well, it's certainly one of the questions. Will it affect the great speed of 00? The Oilers are hoping not.
2nd and 10. Great protection. Intercepted. Jack Tatum, 25-30, 35-40, and Tatum is all the way to the Pittsburgh 46-yard line, and as he bumped out of bounds, a flag is down at midfield.
Flag thrown well before the hit. Might be a clipping call against the Oilers, which would be unfortunate. They would have had great field position. Tatum, not known for his coverage ability, did a good job of stepping in as Bradshaw obviously goes to a 3rd receiver or a 2nd, and just makes the mistake there. Fired it right into the waiting arms of Jack Tatum.
Tatum with his 31st career interception.
Steelers, I'm sure, enjoyed having a shot at Tatum.
Foul, clipping number 67 on the receiving team, on the intercepting team, after the interception on the run back. First down.
They certainly do not have any love for him, and did not felt very strongly when he was at Oakland.
Stopped another Pittsburgh drive, and Houston has the ball at the 32-yard line, Oiler territory, after the clipping call. It's 17-0 Steelers with nearly 11 minutes remaining in the first half, and Stabler back to the air, a screen pass. Campbell catches this one, 30, 35, and caught from behind at the 37-yard line. Jack Lambert right on the heels of Campbell. Otherwise, Earl would have had another 10 yards or more. Other scores: New England 6-0 over Cleveland second quarter. No score Miami at Buffalo second period. These are all second quarter scores. Cincinnati 3, Tampa Bay 0. Giants and St. Louis tied at 7. Vikings lead the Falcons 7-6. San Francisco, New Orleans no score. Green Bay, Chicago even at 3. So it's close everywhere else, but here Pittsburgh leads 17-0.
And Houston has yet to get a first down, Dick.
Blitz, and a nice throw by Stabler, wrapped up immediately. Mike Barber, the tight end, out at about the 42. That's going to be very close to a first down. I believe they'll measure. Jack Ham made the tackle. 59 in the black of the Steelers.
You get a feeling for the strength of this Pittsburgh defense, especially of their linebacking. They have the deepest and strongest core of linebackers in football. On the last play, Lambert making a brilliant play on the screen to save what would have been a big gain. On that play, Ham, a very physical tackle on a big tight end.
That is the first down for Houston in the game. So not only the Steelers shown their powerful offense, a typical Steeler home performance on defense.
They led the NFL last year on offense. They were second on defense. That's the kind of balance that has made them the champion that they are, and that's why they're going to be difficult to unseat this year.
And they make you throw, don't they? You have to throw.
You can't beat them on the ground.
Out of a double wing, Stabler stumbling, then throwing to Campbell. Boy, Campbell withstood a powerful hit from Ron Johnson. He couldn't bring him down, but right there was Ham to collaborate and stop Campbell after just about a yard gain, 2nd and 9.
You have to admire Stabler. Campbell has dropped 3 passes early in this game. But Kenny Stabler knows that Campbell is going to have to catch that ball if he's going to be able to do the kind of things he wants during this season. And there are 16 games in this season, not just one. Stabler goes right back to Campbell. Campbell catches this one. That has to help his confidence. That tells me a lot about Stabler and his leadership.
2nd and 9. Again, only Campbell behind Stabler. Good protection. Down the middle, Renfro. Incomplete, intercepted. Wagner, 45-50. Still on his feet looking for black blockers, and they do not form. And look at Wagner. He stopped to taunt Mike Barber on his way to the sideline. You remember their conflict a couple of years ago.
And that's the 3rd time today that the ball has been bounced into the air. Stabler again had the ball apparently on target. It looked like a reception. Bounces into the air, intercepted.
And a penalty on the play. We'll check that when we come back to Pittsburgh. Steelers leading 17-0. 5 interceptions. Stabler has been picked off 4 times. Bradshaw once, but 3 of 4 Pittsburgh interceptions have been on deflections. Harris from midfield. He's close to the record, at least moving into the number 3 spot. He's all the way to the 43 of Houston. That's a gain of 8 more for Franco Harris. He needed 35. And that gives him, well, it depends on the official score, how many yards he gives him on that one. That may be 35, and we'll have the announcement if it is. He's right at passing Taylor. He's tied him at least.
Sidney Thornton, number 38, ahead of Franco to give him a block right there and clear some room. But you see the quick acceleration when Franco spots that hole, able to turn laterally and get up for that fine gain.
Officially 34 yards. Now he needs 1 more. He's tied Taylor. Thornton has stopped short of the first down. This is a significant moment of all the great runners in the National Football League's history. O.J. Simpson, Jim Brown, and now tied for 3rd, Jim Taylor and Franco Harris. And Harris, without a lot of flair, a man who just consistently, year in, year out, gets his 1,000 yards. He has never won the rushing title. And Franco Harris, whose father passed away in the preseason season. He's dedicated this football year to his dad. Now needs 1 yard to move into even closer, more distinguished company.
And the Steelers need 1 yard to get a first down.
Who's going to get it? The crowd knows. You can hear the rumbling in the background. Here comes Harris. And he doesn't get it and loses a yard as Vernon Perry, 32, up from the secondary to make the tackle.
One of the things that Bum Phillips has tried to do is to upgrade the physical nature of his secondary. And in Vernon Perry, he has done quite a bit in that direction. The last 2 plays, it's been Vernon Perry with very aggressive and very strong tackles, actually forcing runners back away from the line of scrimmage. That was an extremely fine play.
Well, Franco Harris just moved back into sole possession of 4th place. He'll need 2 yards now, and the crowd will have to wait at Three Rivers Stadium. You know they're going to give a mighty roar when he does it.
I just see old 31 Jimmy Taylor saying, dodge that bullet.
What a great one, the Green Bay Packer. I know he's rooting for Harris and all the rest that follow in his footsteps. First punt by Colquitt, and it's a beauty. All the way to the end zone. The touchback will give the Oilers the ball at the 20-yard line.
Number 44, offense declined, first down.
Bum Phillips will take the ball, and Ken Stabler in the offense comes onto the field of play. The Houston Oilers opening today in Pittsburgh, and it doesn't get any easier for them. We'll take another look. There's their first 4 games, and tough ones. Actually, their first 5 games now, counting the one today. They have to go right back to Cleveland in the same division next week. Earl Campbell on the first carry to the 22. What does that mean to you, Merlin?
Well, Dick, if I had been Bum Phillips and got a call from Commissioner Rozelle, and the commissioner said, what's the worst thing that could possibly happen to you with a new quarterback and the situation they have, I just said, well, I certainly don't want to start with Pittsburgh, and I don't want to play my first 3 games against divisional opponents on the road. That's exactly what they've got.
Tough for the Oilers, but they feel they're ready for it. But they're down 17-0. They need, psychologically, they need to get something on that scoreboard before the end of the half. Stabler on 2nd and 7. To Renfro, incomplete. Lauren Taves, 51 on the coverage, and we have a flag down.
I'm afraid we have another holding penalty.
Let's pause briefly for station identification. This is the NBC television network. The penalty is against the Steelers defensively against the face mask, and that will give an automatic first down to the Oilers out at the 28-yard line. To Enberg and Merlin Olsen.
Number 78, defense, first down.
Dwight White guilty of the call. We're in Three Rivers Stadium in Pittsburgh on a beautiful football day. The Steelers, with 4 interceptions, have been the masters of this first half, leading 17-0. Bradshaw hit Thornton wide open on touchdown. Harris has a touchdown from 1 yard out, a field goal by Barr. And the Oilers have not been able to generate any offense thus far. Renfro drops another. That is the 6th or 7th bobbled pass by a Houston receiver in this first half, and 3 of the bobbles have gone to interceptions.
I think if you could characterize the early part of this game, it's been one of total frustration for Stabler. He has put the ball on target, but as expected, he is having real trouble in coordination with his receivers. You don't learn to work with a quarterback, especially under the pressurized situation that you have in a game against the world champions, in just a brief time. Stabler will get better. He'll work better with his receivers, but it's going to take time, and the Oilers are paying the price for that right now.
2nd down 10. Both Renfro and White choose to the left. It's Campbell up the middle. No hole. He breaks through on his own out to the 33-yard line, where it'll be 3rd down and 6. Other scores. 6-0 New England leads Cleveland. Buffalo 3-0 over Miami. 3-0 Cincinnati against Tampa Bay all second quarter. The Giants have taken the lead over St. Louis 14-7. Minnesota 7, Atlanta 6. New Orleans draws first blood. They lead the 49ers 7-0 second quarter. 3-3 Bears and Green Bay tied. Later it'll be Baltimore, New York, Denver at Philadelphia, Oakland, Kansas City, San Diego, Seattle, Detroit, Los Angeles. One just in. Minnesota just scored. Kramer on a touchdown throw makes it 14-6 over Atlanta. Incomplete as they put the pressure on Stabler, and his pass for Renfro was a bit behind him. Check, it was White shoes, the intended receiver. The ball was thrown behind him, and the Steelers have held again.
They are people who have to be asking, can this Steeler team be better than they were last year? Can they be better than the team that won 3 Super Bowls in a row? And if this first quarter, first play in this first half in their opening game is any indication, the answer is possibly yes. And that's got to be frightening to the competition in the NFL.
Well, of course, it's just been almost unbeatable here at home. 16 in a row. Houston, the last team to beat them in 24 of the last 25. They're at least somewhat normal on the road because they lose occasionally. Great kick by Parsley. Bell at his 16. 20, and he's got running room. 30, 35, 36-yard line, and with that return, Theo Bell has become the all-time punt return champion in Steeler history. He passed Ray Matthews. Theo Bell in the Pittsburgh record book. And we have a timeout with 4:41 remaining in the first half. Steelers with the ball and in command, 17-0.
This Bud's for everybody who helps keep our country on the move.
This Bud's for you. You're working hard all day just like you always do.
This Bud's for you. For all you do, the king of beers is coming through.
Yeah, just for you, that distinctively clean, crisp taste that says Budweiser.
For all you do.
This Bud's for you.
Vic versus Track 2. Who's kidding who?
You're testing Vic against Track 2. Good luck.
Vic against Track 2? I can tell the difference blindfolded.
The results of the Bic Barber test surprised a lot of people. 58% found Bic shape equal to or better than Track 2's.
I can't tell them apart.
Vic, I'm impressed.
Vic, I apologize.
Most men we tested felt
No difference.
and the price,
Big difference.
the incredible Bic, still under a quarter.
Now Theo Bell has passed Glenn Edwards, it is. Edwards, the all-time Steeler punt return leader. Bell needed 22 yards today, and he's picked up 38 on punt returns. Pittsburgh leading 17-0. Ball at their own 35-yard line. And appeared to be Russell Davis. First year back from the University of Michigan. He was a 4th-round draft pick of the Steelers a year ago. Broke his arm in training camp last season. Had a fine summer with the Steelers this year. Just what they need, another good runner.
And of course, Greg Hawthorne, number 27, also in that ball game. Their number 1 draft pick last year. Might be a little early to start putting youngsters in there, Dick. I don't know. This Oiler team has come back many times, and they are not quitters.
They need a break and some points going into that locker room with 4 minutes left in this first half, down 17. Second down 8 at the 37. Bradshaw. Great protection. Wide open. Stallworth dips away from 2, and the third man, Brazil, from behind, wrestles him down at the 43, and a flag. That'll be another 15 against Brazil and the Oilers.
And that's the kind of play that will actually give a coach ulcers and gray hair in a hurry. Not a smart play. Bradshaw has time to throw the football. You've got to get a pass rush on Bradshaw, and they're not getting it. You give him time, and he's going to find the open receiver. He does right there. Stallworth. Actually, 2 Oilers colliding there. Tatum running into Vernon Perry, number 32, to give Stallworth that extra yardage. And then you saw the hit on the sideline. Extracurricular activity on the hit. And then, of course, the penalty against number 52, Robert Brazil.
Sportsmanlike conduct, number 52, defense, first down.
Let's watch Dr. Doom doing a good job of reading the quarterback, sliding with him, accelerating to the ball. He sees Stallworth get away. The penalty called after the fact. Watch right here. He's out of bounds. Stallworth is down. It's what he did after that that really got the penalty for him.
Now Bradshaw leading 17-0, going long for Stallworth. Incomplete. Stemrick on the coverage, and coming over to help out was Mike Reinfeldt. There's so many things happening here in Pittsburgh. You have a great team, and you're going to have a lot of numbers to talk about, records to underline. And Terry Bradshaw, with that completion to Stallworth, has become the 27th player in NFL history to go over 20,000 yards. So Bradshaw moving up on the list as well.
Ball tapped away by the defender, as he did a good job of also putting the helmet to the receiver. I don't think, except for the Packers of the early 60s, that I've ever seen an NFL team with more consistent and outstanding offensive game breakers than this Pittsburgh team. They are absolutely incredible.
Yeah, Bradshaw, Stallworth, Swan, Harris. And here's Hawthorne, the rookie. Actually, second-year man from Baylor. He's to the 25. The fans hoping to help out the Steelers, saying that was too aggressive a tackle, but no flag this time. 7-7 as New Orleans. Earl Cooper has scored on a 2-yard run with 5 minutes remaining in the first half. The tie. Check that. The 49ers have scored on Earl Cooper's run to tie New Orleans at 7. Tony Galbraith had scored earlier for the Saints.
Very important to Houston that they keep Bradshaw and the Steelers away from the end zone. They do need some kind of break here before this half. It's been a half of total frustration.
3rd and 8. Less than 3 minutes remaining in the half. Bradshaw all day. Intercepted at the 13-yard line. It appeared to be Vernon Perry. It was Perry, who had only 3 interceptions during the regular season last year, but then that sensational 4-interception game against San Diego in the playoffs, and then a record 75-yard interception return for a touchdown against Bradshaw in the AFC Championship. So Bradshaw saying that just didn't work out for us. Penalty was against Pittsburgh, declined by the Oilers, and that at least stopped the Oilers from the Steelers from adding to the 17-point lead, and Houston has 2:46 remaining in the half to try to get something of their own. Thursday, 8 o'clock Eastern Time. Games people play. Franco Harris, Mike Adamle, who's with us here in Pittsburgh today, will host the Union Tug of War right here from Pittsburgh. Local members of the U.S. Steelworkers battling the United Mine Workers. Brian Gumbel, famed attorney Lee Bailey, report from the Federal Correctional Facility at Alderson, West Virginia, and an obstacle race between women inmates and members of the prison staff. Again, short yardage for the Houston Oilers. And the start of the week features a record bus jump posted by racing star Cale Yarborough. All this and more Thursday night, 8 o'clock Eastern Time. Games people play. Yepremian has tied the game for Cincinnati. Check that for Tampa Bay, his new team. It's 3-3 in the second quarter. Get all the scores and highlights. NFL 80 at halftime. Brian Gumbel. Now, second down for the Oilers. 7 to go. Down the middle, open is White Shoes, and he drops it again. Oh, what an epidemic for the Oiler receivers. There have been some tough chances, but how many can they misplay? Stabler needs someone to hang on to a ball.
Kenny Stabler is having his trouble, not only in having his passes dropped, but he is not comfortable in his own drop. He almost trips and falls over one of his own backs. Finally gets back into the backfield and releases this pass, but he is a fine passer. Put it on target. He's got to be saying, come on, guys, just catch a couple of them.
It'll be third down and 7 when we return. 1:59 remaining in the first half.
While the prices of a lot of economy cars have been going up, Fiat has just brought down the cost of owning one. With a rebate of up to $400 cash on 3 of the best gas mileage European imports. $400 on the Fiat Brava, $300 on the Fiat X19, $300 on the Fiat Strada, with the best gas mileage of any compact in America. Make your best deal on a new Fiat, and Fiat will send you up to $400 cash. Don't miss out.
My rototiller? In my shower?
You bought it. You keep it. The coffee urn in my bed.
You bought it. You keep it.
Buying can be a waste of money. Renting from Taylor Rental Centers saves money. Taylor rents practically everything for parties, industry and contractors, lawns and gardens, fixing and building, floor maintenance, and more.
Taylor Rental Center, Taylor.
Less than 2 minutes left in the first half here in Pittsburgh, where the Steelers lead 17-0. Houston ball, 3rd and 7. How about it, Merlin Olsen? How can a quarterback have such bad luck in first half? There's so many drops by the Oiler receivers.
Well, one of the things you have to remember, The unspoken communication between quarterback and receiver is something that you have to work on, not for weeks, but months and years. And it gets better as the time goes on. Stabler doesn't have the benefit of that time. He'll be much better, and they will be much better by midseason and by the end of the year.
He needs 7 for a first down. Dumps it off to Rob Carpenter. Here come the Steelers. Carpenter fights his way to the 27-yard line, and that'll be a first down. Carpenter, who had that big game against San Diego, although injured in the playoffs to eliminate the Chargers last year.
The adjustment to a new quarterback is one that involves every member of the team. You got a different kind of count, a different kind of cadence. In this case, you're going from a right-handed quarterback to a left-handed quarterback. A quarterback, by the way, with a softer pass, who throws a softer pass than Pastorini did.
There's Stabler throwing a dart to Mike Barber, covered by the Steelers at the 35-yard line, short of the first down. And a timeout is exercised by Houston with 1:21 left in the half. So Barber and the Oilers trying to get something against the Steelers, who have opened a 17-0 lead, all 17 points in the first quarter. 1:21 left before the intermission.
Most of us, scouting means camping out, fun and games. But today it's a lot more. I'm Gifford Nielsen of the Houston Oilers. Here in Houston, I'm a volunteer scout leader and very proud of these young scouts. And like scouts everywhere, they're supported by your contributions to the United Way. So we had to do it. They do more than just earn merit badges. What are we doing? These scouts are helping a handicapped troop learn to cope with the world, despite the fact that some of them are blind. Scouting does a lot for the community because scouting means involvement in the community. How you doing, Troy? Let me see that knot you just tied. Oh, that's a good knot. I believe it's important for a young boy or girl to learn the values that will help them out for the rest of their lives.
Square knot, huh?
That's what the United Way is all about. Sharing because you care. Thanks to them, it works here.
Thanks to you, it works for all of us. The United Way. Right, gang?
Right! What are you doing, hogging my lines?
Uh-huh.
Preceding announcement furnished as a public service by the National Football League, and a fine young man, Gifford Nielsen, delivering that message. Bum Phillips looking at his first-string quarterback, Ken Stabler. First down at the Oiler 36. A minute 21 remaining in the half. 17-0 Steelers. Stabler in a crowd, and a nice catch that time. Maybe the most difficult chance of the half. And Richard Castor able to almost squeeze that one between his thighs as he came up with a grab and a first down at the 48-yard line. Clock is running. 104, 103, 102. No timeout, but Stabler coolly making sure everyone's in position. Less than a minute left. Good protection. Now it breaks down, and Stabler is sacked at the 37-yard line. L.C. Greenwood, number 68, top pass rusher in that front four for Pittsburgh, has the first of the half.
Joe Green and Greenwood stunning on the outside of the defensive line. Greenwood exchanging responsibilities right up the middle. Gets there to put Stabler down, but obviously good coverage by Pittsburgh. Stabler couldn't find the open receiver and had nowhere to go.
Understand New England has just scored and takes a 13-0 lead. We'll have all the details and highlights at halftime. Now, one of the knocks against Stabler, his critics, is that he can't throw long anymore, and I was intrigued and amused by Bum Phillips' answer to that. He says, I'll tell you what, why don't you all tell that defense to play up real tight. We'll just see how long Kenny can throw. And he's not been able to get off the long one. The deep coverage has been so good for the Steelers in this first half.
Might be interesting to let Chuck Noll and Bum Phillips trade teams for a little while, and might have some interesting reaction to what happened to these two coaches. Certainly one of the benefits that Chuck Noll has, he has the deepest, the strongest team in the NFL, and that's one of the things that that his counterpart, Bum Phillips, has had to fight. Bum does not have the strength. He does not have the game breakers. He's certainly assembling a fine team, but it's kind of like the guy that builds the rocket in his backyard. He does it with spit and baling wire and any way he can get it together.
Second down, almost 20, and a penalty before the snap. Greenwood was in the backfield of the Oilers. Was he invited by an early move? Yes. So that's another -5 for Houston.
Number 60, Ed Fisher, jumping up. not the kind of guy you'd expect to make that mistake. He's been their most consistent lineman over the past few years, although they talk about Leon Gray, number 74,
still second down,
as being their best lineman. In fact, Joe Bugle, the offensive line coach for the Oilers, has said that Leon is the finest football player he's ever coached. Quite a compliment.
Indeed, high praise. Second down, 24. Ball now at the 34 of the Oilers. Over the middle and wide open Castor. They gave him the short one. And Castor takes it out to the 42-yard line, far short of the first down. That'll be about 3rd and 15 with the clock running. 33, 32, 31, 30. Stabler without a huddle.
Steelers obviously willing to give up short yardage to take the time off the clock.
Almost intercepted, and it went to Carpenter, and almost for a touchdown the other way. A flag is down, but is that turnabout fair play? There was Blunt with an easy interception, and he bobbles it into the arms of Carpenter of Houston. It won't count anyway.
It's going to be another holding penalty against the Oilers. It seems like every break they have had during this day has been nullified by a penalty, and every possible bounce of the ball has gone against them. I guess maybe Bum Phillips would tell you they're testing us. They're seeing if we can handle all this adversity.
Yeah, in a way, you look at this first half, Merlin, and 17-0 seems rather light in regard to the dominance of the Steelers. They could be ahead by almost twice that much.
Well, I think the statistics will show that it has not been any kind of a ball game statistically, and of course the
Number 74, offense, still 3rd down.
The score, by virtue of penetration, field position, could well have been worse than it is.
Leon Gray ticketed with a hold. 3 times an All-Pro and All-Pro last year. Let's see that juggle by Blunt. He's got the interception. Whoops, bobbled it right to Carpenter, but it doesn't count. Pump, and then over the middle to Carpenter. Oh, he almost threw it in the arms of 51 Lauren Taves. Well, that's an appropriate way for the final scrimmage play for the Oilers. They've been doing it the entire half. You know they've got to hang on to more the second half. And if Stabler can get out of this first 30 minutes down by only 17, who knows? But it has been all Pittsburgh. Beautiful day in Pittsburgh, Three Rivers Stadium, 4th down. Ball at the 32-yard line. Parsley to kick to Bell with just 9 seconds left in the half. Bell at the 36. And finally wrapped up inside his own 40-yard line. Robert Brazil, David Carter downfield, and that's the end of the first half. The Steeler fans take their team off the field. Full appreciation for their first half effort. At the intermission, the defending champion Steelers lead the Houston Oilers 17-0.